So one night you're doing your Roth IRA calculations and then you realize how much you regret not doing it sooner. Trust me, I know that feeling. Then you look at your 14-year-old kid who's soon to be 15 and suddenly remember watching someone on YouTube talk about a custodial Roth IRA. So you stop for a moment to ask yourself, what if I hire my kid to my business so that I could fund their Roth IRA? Or what if I tell them to go get a job so I can open a Roth IRA and invest on their behalf? So let's say your teenage kid did get a summer job and made $3,000. Now you want to tell your kid to put all that $3,000 into the Roth IRA so that they can thank you in 45 years. Don't do that. I'm pretty sure your teenage kid will give you this Pikachu shock face when you tell them to put all $3,000 into the Roth IRA. Then they laugh at you and then tell you that a Roth IRA is for boomers and nobody got time for 45 years. So here's the reality. No matter what your age is, if you don't have the proper financial education, and in this case about a Roth IRA, then your teenage kids are not going to want to put anything into a Roth IRA when they don't have any clue what a Roth IRA will do for them. So I'm going to show you some ways for you to educate your kids on how a Roth IRA can help them become financially free when they become adults. If they still don't listen, then that's okay. What if I told you that there's a way for you to contribute to their custodial Roth IRA without their money? But before I get into that, let me explain what a custodial Roth IRA does. It may sound complicated, but simply put, it is a retirement account set up for minors. And as the parent, you're in charge of the account until your child turns 18. You can open a custodial Roth IRA at any time, even if they don't work. The rule is that you cannot contribute to their custodial Roth IRA if they don't have earned income. So you're going to have to leave that account balance at zero if they don't work at all. And is there an age limit to open a custodial Roth IRA? Nope. You can open a custodial Roth IRA as soon as you get the Social Security card in the mail, as soon as your baby is born. Again, you can open a custodial Roth IRA at any time, but you cannot contribute to it unless your child earns an income. So let's say your teenager does earn $3,000 from the summer job. They want to put it in a savings account because they want to save for their first car or something else. Your teenager doesn't have to put it in the Roth IRA. You can, but you cannot exceed $3,000 because your teenager only earned $3,000 in 2025. If they earn $7,000 or more, then the maximum you can contribute on their behalf is $7,000. So if they earn $10,000, you can only put $7,000 in their Roth IRA. So here's what happens. The money you put into the custodial Roth IRA on your child's behalf isn't after-tax dollars, and the money invested grows tax-free. And guess what? This money is also tax-free when withdrawn for retirement when your child turns 59 and a half. It's the same rule as the regular Roth IRA. And you can check out the Roth IRA tutorial video for 2025 on my channel, and I'm going to post it right around here. And now let's talk about the magic words, compound interest. And imagine your kid starts putting in $2,000 a year from age 15 to 25. If the account earns 7% average annual return, by the time they reach 25, it could be worth around $30,000. Not bad, right? Let me give you another example. Let's say your 1-month-old baby got hired by a brand to put her picture on every baby cereal box. That baby, your baby, will receive a W-2 income or a 1099 income from the company for taking her pictures. Now your baby has an earned income, and an earned income is defined by the IRS as taxable income and wages. Just take a look at your pay stub. That's your W-2 income from your employer. Your baby could be paid as a 1099 contractor for the photo shoot. So what matters is that your baby gets that paycheck and is put into your bank account. That's the record you need, or in their personal savings account if you have one. And let's say your baby earned $10,000 in one calendar year. You can contribute up to $7,000 in their Roth IRA on their behalf. And let's say that's the only gig they got and nothing comes along until they turn 15 years old. That $7,000 in 15 years with a 7% average annual return is going to be $19,313. In 60 years, that $7,000 will be worth $405,000. That's the growth with no additional contributions. How awesome is that, right? That's like planting a tiny money tree and coming back decades later to find a full blown money forest. So basically, starting young is a cheat code for wealth. But before your kid can start putting money in a Roth IRA, they've got to earn it first because allowance money that you give them does not count. So again, your child has to earn a W-2 or 1099 income. Not every baby is cute enough to be on the cereal box, so let me give you some more practical examples. Before I get canceled in the comment section, this is a picture of me as a baby, and I was not the best looking baby. But anyway, your kid could find jobs like babysitting, mowing lawns, tutoring, walking dogs, shoveling snow, or even flipping burgers at the local fast food joint. As long as they're providing a service and getting paid, it's fair game. But a job like babysitting for your neighbor's kids will most likely be paid as a 1099 contractor unless the employer decides to hire your child as a household W-2 employee because they pay your child more than $2,800 in a year. Because then the employer your child babysits for can withhold and pay Social Security and Medicare taxes on your child's behalf. You can read more about that on Form 1040 Schedule H or Household Employment Taxes. And remember, in the tax year 2025, the standard deduction for your dependent child is $1,350 or however much your earned income was plus $450, not to exceed the maximum standard deduction amount for that tax filing status. It is a good idea to file a tax return anyway, especially if their W-2 job withheld some taxes on their behalf because they might end up getting a tax return for it. And if they were self-employed, like doing the babysitting gig or mowing somebody's lawn, then they could file a Schedule C like a 1099 contractor or a self-employed individual. But remember, since your child is a dependent of you, you generally need to file if your child earned more than $400 or more through self-employment. The person your child babysat for will need to issue a 1099 NEC and report your babysitting income on Form 1040 Schedule C. What sucks is that your child might have to pay a 15.3% self-employment taxes for Social Security and Medicare. So your child could save more money as a W-2 employee for the household they babysit for. It just really depends on how much money your child makes. I strongly encourage you to get with a local CPA if your child is going to have a significant earned income this year. And should you hire your child to your business? It really depends. A lot of my clients have asked me in the past if they should hire their 7-year-old kid to work for them. And I just ask them, what kind of work are they're going to do? Is this an actual job or a made-up job? You have to be IRS compliant or you could be at risk of getting yourself into trouble. Do not mess with the IRS. So do not just hire your kid and pay them $7,000 a year just to invest in their Roth IRA. Your child needs to have a legitimate job in your business. If you tell me that you're going to hire your 5-year-old to do some website maintenance, I'm going to call cap on that. Yeah, I said cap. You have to document the hours they worked, what kind of work they did. If the IRS comes knocking on your door, can you provide proof that they actually did work in your business? If they're on your payroll as a W-2 employee, you need to maintain their timesheets, job descriptions, and pay stubs. Do you have a separate bank account set up for your kid for proof of income? Do you know what the child labor law is in your state? There may be some limitation with the hours. You also need to withhold your kids' taxes like any other employee in your business. The same tax withholding rules will apply to your kid. So let's say I hire my daughter to manage my business's social media accounts and pay her $7,000 a year. I need to make sure that I'm hiring her to do the work at a reasonable salary. It wouldn't make sense to pay her $100 an hour for the work that an adult can do at $20 an hour, right? But let's say I do hire her with a reasonable salary. She might not owe any federal income tax if it's below the standard deduction, and she can contribute $7,000 to her Roth IRA. The nice thing about that is my business can deduct $7,000, which reduces my taxable income. So the most important thing is that her job needs to be legitimate fair paid, and well documented to stay IRS compliant. Do I have my daughter on my W 2 payroll? No, I do not, because I already have a 529 college savings plan that can be rolled over to her Roth IRA when she becomes an adult. I also have a UTMA gift account for her that she can use as soon as she turns 18 years old. And I found that it's much easier for her to work a W 2 job somewhere else when she's 15, then I can invest in her Roth IRA on her behalf. What's really important is that I walk her through the Roth IRA process. It can be as simple as showing her how index funds work and how her money can grow much faster than her savings account to achieve her goals or dreams. What I don't want to do is hand over this money to her when she's 18 and she's not going to know what to do with it. So, how do you set up a custodial Roth IRA for your kid? First, pick a solid brokerage firm. Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, Chase, or anyone with a long track record. If you're already with one of those brokers, just open one with them. And just make sure they have low fees, good investment options, and a website that doesn't look like it was designed in 1999. Next, open a Roth IRA in your child's name, but you will be the custodian. And so think of yourself as the financial bodyguard, protecting their investments until they're old enough to take over. And the last step is where it gets fun. Sit them down and explain how investing works. Show them how compound interest is basically free money over time, and give them the cold hard truth that if they start now, they could be millionaires before their friends even figure out how 401ks work. But if you want to really blow their minds, show them how compound interest works by visiting firesuccess.com/resources to get your free calculator. And it might be difficult to explain it to a 7-year-old, but if you've been reading them bedtime stories about compound interest since they're babies, I'm sure they'll be fine. It's a joke if you didn't get that. Now, here's a simple way to explain. We all know that not all kids love math, but everyone loves pizza. So you can explain it like this. A Roth IRA is like ordering a pizza with unlimited toppings. Your pizza can get bigger and cheesier by adding more pepperoni and cheese, which is gonna grow tax-free. The earlier you order, the bigger and cheesier your pizza gets. Let it sit and bake over time, and it keeps growing, getting even more delicious, aka more money for your future. But focus on what they can do with the money in a Roth IRA. You want to actually show your kids step by step on how to invest in an index fund. You can buy an index fund and then come back and show them the performance in a month or two. What if the market is down? Show them that too, but encourage them that these are just losses on paper. You don't actually lose money until you sell it. If the investments grow, then show them that you don't touch it, because it's like watering a plant that will eventually become a strong tree. The S&P 500 has companies that your kids probably already know, like ChatGPT with Microsoft, their iPhone with Apple, or the YouTube videos that they're watching right now with Google. Understanding what they're investing can make the financial talk even more fun. And once they see that first bit of money grow, there is no turning back. They'll be hooked, and that's when you'll say, mission accomplished. Remember, when you teach your kids about finances, a Roth IRA is not a prison for their money. It's their money that will grow endlessly. They have access to what they contributed to their Roth IRA, but they just need to wait until they're 59 and a half for the earnings and interest when that pizza becomes bigger and cheesier. And they're gonna be completely tax-free, and your kids are not going to owe their government anything. And if you want to figure out the best way to establish your financial future, you can always schedule a consultation with us by visiting firesuccess.com/consultation. Look, the world is expensive. Retirement is not getting any cheaper. Social Security is not getting any stronger, and life doesn't give refunds. The earlier you teach your child about investing, that means more freedom, more choices, and less financial panic later on. You don't want your child to be fearful of their money. They should treat their money as a tool to achieve financial freedom. You don't have to open a custodial Roth IRA if your child is not good enough to be on the cereal box, or run a social media account for your business. You can open a 529 college savings plan that can be rolled into your child's Roth IRA. And if you're not sure how that works, I did a video on it that you can check out. And you should focus on their financial education so that they don't make the same mistakes we all did. And this has been another beast of a video, and I hope you got a lot out of it.